Как говорится, добро пожаловать на борт нашего
Right, the job is done, Beard. Is that it? Just some vodka? Oh, dear me. Okay. Mind you, I suppose it's quite a low-ranking artifact. Hang on a sec, I thought I just gave him the gravy. So how come it didn't disappear? I may have information to sell. 5 PDAs. Right, 7 grand. Heavy armour. Visually the suit resembles an exo, but the first and main difference that catches the eye is the lack of servo motors on hands and feet, as well as blocks of batteries on the back. Because of the difference, it's lighter and more mobile than exosuit and allows the owner to sprint. So it's more or less as good, just that you can sprint. Right, so there's nothing much I can do here, so I whiz through to Jupiter and get paid for this to deliver some gun oil. Right, so let's fast travel to Jupiter. Oh, another quest there I've got to do. Eliminate a target for Petrenko again. Yeah, gun oil for them. Alright, okay, thank you. VIP needs assassinating and I can sell some artifacts here and then move on. So I think the scientist bunker is next, which isn't too far away. I heard Sidorovich is looking for S.T.A.L.K.E.R. I just saw him in Jupiter near the cement factory. Well, oh, the chap, not Sidorovich. I shouldn't think he strays far from his little hideout. Oh, I've left my axe back at Saturn. Oh. Right, trade. Let's see if I can get something for these. Alright, okay. Oh, not bad. It's quite an attractive looking artifact, both of them actually.
И никого на горизонте. Вот и ладушки, вот и хорошо.
Right, let's see what you'll give me for the gravy. Let's just check, do I want to sell it first? Yeah, I think so. With that out of the way, let's go to the cement factory. suppose he could be. I think he's on top there, yeah. Is that him? Yeah, it must be. Right, the job's done. I've killed that bandit at the cement factory. I've recently added some add-ons to my game, so I have to really take a look at these like this, otherwise there's no way I'll be able to remember all of them. So I've included the enemy gun jam, which I've yet to actually experience, so hopefully that works. Enemy surrender, English voices, which people have mentioned in the comments before. Exos without helmets, which I may not even need, but I've got that installed. HUD changes, which I've taken a brief look at, and that does appear to be better. That's when I think, yes, using a scope. And I've used the reshade options for the overall image quality, plus a transparent inventory. And I'll leave these links in the description of part 44, I think it is. They are on ModDB, but there's about 5 pages of add-ons to go through, so I'll link them. It'll make it a bit quicker for you to locate. I'm hoping this records properly. The first sort of test, I always do a test recording, and it didn't. But the next one did, so hopefully I won't have to redo this. Right, so the reshade options. As you can see at the moment, there's nothing enabled, hence the image looks the same. And I have had a reasonable look at this over a couple of sort of hour sessions over the weekend. I wanted to get an idea of what I was doing before I did it on camera. Now I did write down somewhere which ones I preferred, but I've momentarily lost that, which was rather clever of me. Just bear with me a second. Well, straight away you should be able to hear the English voices in the background. It's the English voices, I think, for things like, you know, the megaphones, but not the actual individual, sort of like that chap wandering around. He won't speak to me in English, so that's kind of how I want it. But that's an example of, you know, a lot of options that you can throw in, and it's subjective. Some people won't like that. Some people will. For the most part, I like that, even though it's a bit too strong. But this is what happens. It's kind of, you know, for a moment it looks lovely, and you think, oh, this is great. And then the reality starts to dawn on you that you can't really see much. And then you go into an area like this, and it's just so goddamn bright. So in the end, I think it's better to have, you know, less is more, so... Let's take off the things that I'm not going to have. Some of the options make such a small difference. It's not really worth it. Right, so film sharpen, tint, curves, ambient light, DPX, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So 5 things there: ambient lights, curves, DPX, filmic, anamorphic, sharpen, and tint. And that seems to be quite nice. It does make a difference. Maybe I will throw in the odd thing on top of that. I might chuck HDR back in, but it might be too dark. HDR, although it's not true HDR, of course. I think that's quite nice, but again, it might be a bit too dark for recording purposes. And it does then start to get pretty bright. So I think that's going to be... Some people will love it, some won't like it. So... Not sure about that. Color matrix kind of makes it a bit more yellowy, which I quite like actually. Probably get away with that more than the HDR for a recording. But still, no, I don't think so. Border to make it sort of more filmic, but it's not going to really work, I don't think. Advanced CRT. That's pretty cool, but not applicable for this situation. Right, I'm not quite sure how it's going to go down here. In theory, there's a army officer that I can speak to, but whether or not I have to kill loads of his men to get to him, to talk to him, I don't know. No, that's definitely not the person I was thinking of. Yeah, scopes are different on some of the weapons, which I prefer. Although I've only seen the scope on this one, to be fair, so I don't really know what the others look like. Really should have the other ammunition in. Just to make sure you're hostile. Oh, was that someone that... Might come back and loot in a second, just need to make sure that I'm relatively safe. I think night vision is something that generally isn't great in the game anyway. Right, that diplomat's location has now changed to the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. So I'm just wondering if I killed him, and therefore, to not break the quest, maybe they just allocated another NPC somewhere else? Somewhere where I can approach him without, you know, fear of confrontation? That's just an assumption, I don't know. Need to be careful, there still could be enemies around. Oh my god, I've got loads of stuff here as well. In fact, I may as well put the other stuff there that I'm not going to take in here as well, so I'll probably cut out this boring bit. Right, well with that, I'm not going to go seeking more trouble, but with that supposedly updated, I'm going to go to... I think the Skadovsk would be a good move. And then on to the Darkscape. The job is done, only it's not really. Ah, you killed him. Well, that's effective diplomacy. Good man. Free drinks for you. Well, I suppose that's one way of doing it. Quite good that it automatically knows that you've killed him, so that, you know, it doesn't look like the quest is broken. That's good. So aside from the lost signal at the Darkscape, it would appear that the only thing I've really got pressing is the main quest. So let's go to the Darkscape. I'm just going to sort myself out, and then I'll... Unless something else happens, I'll see you there. Ah, you're looking for the wrenched artifact. Have you seen one? If you can find it, I'll make sure you're well paid. Now that I have got one, I think, at the bar. And I'm bound to find another, so I might just hop back and bring that back over. Right, let's remember to take it out this time. Yep, there we are.
Welcome aboard our swamp icebreaker.
Job's done. 99 grand. I think I'm the richest I've been so far. What I've got, nearly over 2.25 million rubles. Okay. Right, I thought this might be a problem. Shotgun, where are you? I think it was the screech of the flesh pigs made me jump. I hope it didn't make you jump. Right, they've vamoosed, which is good. Yeah, I guess I want to go this way. It is this way, isn't it? No, it's this way. I'm getting confused. Yeah, although I'm getting a low frame rate, it feels very smooth. That was some pretty fierce fighting by those cats. Barely scratched my suit. They're going to get quite close soon. I think they're fighting the flesh pigs. Let's leave them to it. Flesh pig. Sometimes you get zombies here. You're kind of stuck, which suits me just fine. Right, lost signal. Find out what happened to his missing squad. Using the RF receiver, set up the frequency to 284 megahertz. Search for a good signal around. There's never very much information on the Darkscape. More cats ahead. Just puzzled as to why the low frame rate isn't bothering me. Normally I have to turn the options down. But it's not bothering me at all. Yeah, I was trying to get one of them to walk into the electro. Sharpening stone, I'll take that. Never know what you're going to find. So I suppose the logical thing to do is just to take the main road and see if I bump into someone or something catches my attention. Hang on, do you have to put this receiver, do you have to put it... Not really sure why I'm taking all the stuff, because I'm probably going to have to drop it before long. Right, I've got no idea. Yeah, I think just taking the main road might be a good starting point. Oh, what's that ahead? Is that an artifact or could be a jellyfish? It's an animal carcass or bone. I'm going to attempt to move through this area a little quicker than normal because it's usually not much going on in it. And I've seen precious reason to bother. Search for a good signal. It doesn't sound like a good signal. I guess it'll update the quest if I get a signal. Oh. Don't mind if I do. I was quite pleased with that. I mean, these guys aren't part of it, are they? Sounds like I'm going in the right direction. Not sure. Aha, lost signal, mission updated. Center map on objective. Ah, these guys died and I found out what happened to them, obviously, so that's that then. Right, I see no reason to spend longer here than I need to, at least not right now anyway. I might come back here later on and see if I can give it a fairly good comb through. Kill this mutant and bring me its sucker hand and I will pay you well, okay. 21.5 grand, Patinka, broken PDA, item lost. Right, okay. Poor guys, the PDA has records of their final moments. Seems like an ambush, thank you, here's your reward. I've still got the RF receiver. I might keep it, might come in useful, I don't know. Might pay me to get a decent detector, actually. I haven't thought of doing that. PDA version 3.1. Low electric power consumption. It's not really a big issue, though. Yeah, I'll take the Svarog detector. It's a lot of cash, but I can afford it, so what the hell. Ah, some cats over there. Several of them. Jammed. I'm shooting at them because I'm pretty damn sure they're going to set upon me once I cross. That's the great thing about night vision, is that I'm pretty much invisible. Oh, what is that? Is that a dead stalker? He was wearing an... Good God. Right, can I transport all this in? Right, good. They're going to think I'm free stalkers. Right, I think this is where I'm going to have to leave it. I was hoping to go somewhere else, but I've done about... probably not too far off. 2.5 to 3 hours play, so that's quite a bit to condense down and go through multiple times before I'm happy with it. So until next time, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next upload. Bye for now.